And to be honest, when I look back at it, the reason why I've been able to get placements and to collaborate with other people, it is just due to the fact that I had volume. I could literally send 20, 30, 40 beats or melodies to artists or producers ready for them to pick. And quite frankly, that's really how you win. Volume. Alright, if I had to start making beats from zero, here is exactly how I do it. Because let's be real, when you're starting out, you waste so much time and energy doing things that don't actually get you closer to making a living off of music. And trust me, I've been there. I literally had nothing but the idea of being a producer full time, but then eventually I managed to work with some of the biggest artists in the game, such as Asian Doll, Freeze Corleone, 5A4N, Dusty Locane, and I've also collaborated with producers of the caliber of 808 Mafia. I'm a #1 Billboard charting producer, and I've also managed to produce a gold record. And on top of that, during the process, I managed to build a following of thousands of producers online. And at this current point of my life, I turned music into my full-time career. But what if I had to start all over again? This is the exact blueprint I'd follow, and it's way simpler than you think. And this video isn't just about how to make beats. It's about how to make beats in a way that actually sets you up for your career. Now, if you're watching this, chances are you don't want to be just another producer on YouTube. You want to build connections, land placements, and make money from your music, right? Cool. Let's get into it. So if I was starting over, the very first thing I would do is to literally spend the first 30 to 60 days just learning the basics. And as basics, I'm literally talking about learning your DAW inside out. So whether you're working on FL Studio, Ableton, Cubase, like whatever DAW you decide, but really focus on learning how it operates, and also make sure that you don't jump from DAW to DAW left and right. Pick one and stick with that one. So in my case, it's FL Studio, and surprise, surprise, it is also the best DAW in the game. Now, you also want to focus on the fundamentals of the beat itself. So the melody, the drums, and the arrangement. Not mixing, not mastering just yet, but just these three, because these are the main components of the beat itself. Of course, the mastering and mixing are very important, but just because we're starting out, I wouldn't suggest you to focus on that too much just yet. But what you want to focus on here is to just make beats that knock hard. Now, another important thing at this first stage is to not get lost into downloading thousands of free kits. I would really suggest you downloading one or two, sticking with those two, and also downloading one or two VSTs. For example, Xpen 2, I think is very hard, and maybe, I don't know, Nexus. But really focus on being as minimalistic as possible here, because the more stuff you have to play around with, the more you're gonna get lost. So that's not what you want. The goal here is speed and repetition, not complexity and hustle. Now at step 2, it is time for us to copy to learn. Do you really want to know the fastest way to improve your beats? It is literally by copying beats you love. Let's say that I was brand new into producing. What I will do is to literally try remaking the instrumentals of artists that I want to work with. So for example, back in the days when I was starting out making beats, I was going hard listening to Pop Smoke back then, and my goal was to literally try remaking those kind of beats. Now, of course, they were trash because I didn't know how to make beats, but that was like a good way for me to kind of have some sort of a reference. And this is the exact same thing that you can try for yourself. Just listen to the instrumentals of the artists that you already listen to, artists that you want to work with, and try remaking the beats as best as you can. Now, of course, the beats that I'm making at this stage, they're not to be released, they're not to be sold, but they're just for me to train my ears. And here the goal is to literally learn the 808 patterns, the drum patterns, the melody, the arrangement, and pretty much how to make a beat by listening to what's already working in the industry. And alongside with this, I would suggest you watching tutorials and then implementing what you've learned from the tutorial. There's no point of you watching tutorials if you don't then apply what you've just watched. It's like you watching this exact video, listening to me without actually applying what I'm telling you. It's just a waste of time. So make sure that you watch tutorials, but then the first thing that you do is to apply what you've learned. And I promise you do this 50 to 100 times and you're gonna be on a good pathway. Now, his third step is to build a routine and output. One of the biggest mistakes beginner producers make is literally spending 3 days on one beat. Now, if I was starting over, I'd force myself to be making at least 1 to 2 finished beats every day consistently. And this is literally the bare minimum. Ideally, you want to make even 3. Now, here's the truth. Your first 100 beats are literally for you to practice. You don't need to make a hit on beat number 3. You just need to get the reps in. And to be honest, when I look back at it, the reason why I've been able to get placements and to collaborate with other people, it is just due to the fact that I had volume. I could literally send 20, 30, 40 beats or melodies to artists or producers ready for them to pick. And quite frankly, that's really how you win. volume. Now, step 4, networking early. Now, this is literally where the majority of producers fall off. They literally think they can just upload beats on YouTube and wait. Nah bro, that's not how it works. If I was starting today, I'd be DMing 5 to 10 producers or artists every single day. Not spamming links, but just building connections, liking, commenting, sharing their posts, and really supporting their music and asking them for collaboration and really being there in the mix. Because the truth is, opportunities don't come from random beat uploads. They come from people you know. And I guarantee you bro, the placements with the big artists that I got, almost all of them came from connections that I built in the past, whether it was artists, managers, or producers. So honestly, if I were to start all over again, I'd be building my network as much as I'm building my beats. Step 5, personal brand. This is the part that nobody talks about. If I was starting all over again, I'll be building my personal brand immediately. Even if you're not the best, yeah, even if your beats don't sound the way you want them to sound, or if you don't have placements, I would still suggest you going hard on YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, and pretty much start building some sort of a social presence, because in the long run, that's gonna help you so much, especially when we're gonna be talking about making money. You can literally start off by showcasing your beats on TikTok and Instagram. You can show how you make your beats on YouTube. You can also have the type beat channel if you want to. But the main thing here is that you want people to see you consistently, and you want them to remember your name. And then later down the line, when your music is actually gonna be undeniably good, you're already gonna have an audience, which is gonna be so good for you. And that's pretty much how I've been able to grow thousands of followers on my socials. And I guarantee you that it made my life so much easier. Easier for collabs, sales, placements, you name it. And as final step, monetize smart. So as last piece of advice that I have for you, if I were to start all over again, is to not focus on making money too early, until I had a few things dialed in. Number 1, a consistent sound. Number 2, a small network of artists and producers. And as number 3, at least 50 to 100 beats finished. And then at this point, I'll probably start charging leases, exclusive, and also looking for other ways of making money as a producer overall. But the main thing here is that you want to focus on the value first, and also making sure that your music is good, bro. Like, there's no way you're gonna be able to make money if your music is trash, you understand? So make sure that your music is good and you also provide value first. So focus on building your reputation, your connections, and don't worry about the money, because if you do the right things, the money is gonna come. If you only focus on the money, which we all like, man, don't lie to yourself. You like money, I like money, everyone likes money, but too early, that's gonna burn you out. Instead, if you focus on building skills and relationship, the money will follow. So yeah man, here we got it. If I had to start all over again, this is exactly what I would do. I would focus on learning the basics. I would literally copy beats to train my ears. I would make beats daily. I would also network early, build a personal brand, and monetize my music smart. And honestly, this is the same blueprint I share with the producers I mentor. Producers who don't want to just make beats, but producers who want to make a living off of music. So if that's you, if you're serious about turning producing into a career, I actually run a 8-week one-on-one mentorship program where I walk you through everything step by step. And as a plus, we collaborate, I give you sound kits, and you get private direct access to me. If that sounds like something you want to be part of, I'll leave the link down below in description to book a completely free call with me. From there, we're gonna see if you're a good fit for the program. Now, the main thing you want to be aware is that the spots are limited, so make sure that you don't wait. Anyways, I hope you've enjoyed today's video. I genuinely do believe that you've been able to get some value out of it. If not, let me know. If so, let me know as well. Make sure that you leave a like, leave a comment, subscribe to the channel, follow me on Instagram @Stepuz, and I'm gonna see you on the next time. Bow.